Would you say we have a well-secure cybersecurity industry in Ghana? Because when we talk about security, most of the time people focus on just their protection of their properties, their assets, but forgo the fact that information about them needs to also be secure. As a country, it's our data. When it talks about the voter identification cards, when you talk about our registration, you go to the bank, your personal ID is being requested. All these personal data, how at risk are they? And what systems do you think, as a nation, we need to put in place to protect such sensitive information?
Okay, so, from the input that you were giving, I get the sense that we are putting together probably corporate information and then personal data. You need to look at the two, because even when you are providing security for these things in practice, you do a bit of what we call data classification, right? So what does the law say about personal data? And then what does the law say about any other data? Where the law does not prescribe, what does an international standard say about those sort of data? And then you now begin to determine what kind of security measures you're going to put in place, because there's no infinite resources. So you need to align them with your budget. You need to align them with the mega resources that you have internally. And so we do what we call prioritization. Okay. Now, concerning whether or not our cyberspace is secured, I can only speak from a practitioner's point of view. I think the bigger answer, or the much authoritative answer, would be the authority. But if what I know is anything to go by, the authority just stepped in. Right? I can confidently tell you that there are a lot of low-hanging fruits. There are public portals that tells you where a compromise has happened, where a website has been defaced. It's public knowledge. If you are in a space, these are things you can verify. There are platforms or technologies that allows us to view some of the vulnerabilities with systems, whether the person is an attacker or whether the person has been paid to do the job. Now, when you weigh the balance, you also have to separate what you are determining as cybersecurity industry from the entire ecosystem. Because the ecosystem is made up of individuals, corporate, and government, right? And under that, you could see the way the law decided to separate things like CNII, which it calls the Critical National Infrastructure. If you look at the Electronic Transactions Act, there's some beautiful language there they call protected computer. Now, it gives the minister power to say that a certain computer or a computer system is designated a protected computer by virtue of the fact that it supports the economic position of the country, and sometimes in the case of national security.
Good.
So all these things must be put in context, and then you determine which area are we looking at? Where are security vulnerabilities? Even your skill set gap is a threat. Yes, how many ethical hackers do you need?